The notion of a Satanic New World Order using global warming propaganda to oppress us is a complex and multifaceted concept that has been circulating in certain circles. While it may seem like a far-fetched idea to some, it's essential to examine the underlying themes and arguments presented by proponents of this theory. At its core, the idea suggests that a group of powerful individuals or organizations, often referred to as the elites, are manipulating the narrative around climate change to further their own agenda of control and domination. According to this perspective, the elites are using the threat of global warming to impose draconian measures on the population, such as strict regulations, carbon taxes, and even population control. Proponents of this theory argue that the supposed impending doom caused by climate change is being exaggerated or even fabricated to create a sense of fear and urgency among the public. This, in turn, allows the elites to push through policies and laws that would not have been possible in a more rational and calm environment. For instance, the implementation of strict carbon emission regulations could lead to increased costs for businesses and individuals, which could result in economic hardship and dependency on the government. Moreover, some argue that the focus on individual carbon footprints and the emphasis on personal responsibility for reducing emissions is a clever tactic to distract from the real culprits behind environmental degradation. They claim that the true causes of pollution and ecological destruction, such as industrial-scale pollution, deforestation, and corporate greed, are being ignored or downplayed in favor of scapegoating individual consumers. By doing so, the elites can maintain their grip on power and wealth while the general population is left to bear the burden of the supposed solutions to the climate crisis. Another aspect of this theory is the idea that the proposed solutions to climate change, such as a global carbon tax or a one-world government, are actually thinly veiled attempts to establish a totalitarian regime. The argument is that by creating a global authority to oversee and regulate carbon emissions, the elites would be able to exert control over all aspects of people's lives, from energy consumption to food production and consumption. This, in turn, would lead to a loss of individual freedoms and sovereignty, as decisions would be made by distant, unaccountable bureaucracy rather than local governments or communities. However, it's essential to note that this theory relies heavily on speculation, misinformation, and unverifiable claims. Many of the arguments presented by proponents of this idea are based on unproven assumptions, hearsay, and a lack of understanding of a scientific consensus on climate change. The overwhelming majority of climate scientists agree that human activities, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases, are significantly contributing to the current global warming trend. The scientific evidence supporting this conclusion is extensive and well documented, and it's not based on speculation or ideology. In conclusion, while the idea of a Satanic New World Order using global warming propaganda to oppress us may seem intriguing to some, it's crucial to approach this topic with a critical and nuanced perspective. The theory relies on unproven claims, speculation, and a lack of understanding of a scientific consensus on climate change. Rather than perpetuating unfounded conspiracy theories, it's essential to focus on verifiable evidence and the urgent need to address the real challenges posed by climate change. By doing so, we can work towards creating a more sustainable, equitable, and just society for all, rather than succumbing to baseless fears and misinformation.